I don't think that's good. So I just put the axle up on the workbench and went ahead and flipped it over. And I didn't take either of these caps off. They're just missing. So these have been open for who knows how long. That's awesome. I'm so stoked. Yeah, no wonder they freaking leak. There's not... Welcome to this video. This is a tractor axle, the front one, and it is exploded, and I am unexploding it. Currently, need to clean that and take that apart. Other side's torn down to parade rest. There's a lot of bearings. There's a lot more new bearings right there. I'm going to put the differential back together right now. Put bearings, snap rings, slide that back together, pinion gear. It's all mangled, but I can't replace those parts, so just new bearings, messed up gear. That's all going in this. And then I'm going to mount it on the tractor, hopefully. And then tomorrow I'll get the rest of the seals, at least 2 of the 4 seals remaining, to put the knuckles back together. And then that tractor will be doing tractor stuff yet again in its life, and not just sitting in pieces in my garage. Awesome. Well, here's the point where I figure out if I ordered the right bearings or if I totally screwed up and ordered all of the wrong bearings. So this takes this guy somehow. There you go. Bearing goes over this. That should be this bearing. This one should be right because it's probably not. This is a 6212 somewhere. There, right there. That should go there. Might go press it in the vise. We'll see. So that'll go like that. And then the other one should be a 6012, but it's a different number, I guess. I ordered it, and that's not a 6012, but I hope it's an equivalent. Looks right. We'll find out. Sorry, doing this with one hand here. Probably going to want some sort of assembly lube. See, it's not a good sign that that is past that. So I'm worried that the old bearing is thicker. Gosh darn it. 6012. No, they're the same. So now is the time I consult the drawings. I don't know what I'm, there's no, that just, is that loose? That can't be right. I don't actually know if that's the right clip. That's probably the right clip. I don't know. I just grabbed. That doesn't seem right. I don't think there should be that much gap. But I don't know what else would have been on there. I'll have to consult my pictures. I don't know. Those bearings might be fine, but they also had roller bearings go through them, so they're probably not fine. You see, these are great bearings. They're good shape. It doesn't say in this picture that there's anything else other than the bearing, so it's probably fine. I just need to find the wrong tool for the right job. So that's the wrong one. I need the other one. That's also the wrong one. Okay, here we go. Yes. Yes. I don't know. That doesn't seem right to me, but maybe it is right. I'll put some grease or something in these before I slam her home. I just gotta gingerly, carefully press that one in. So I'll do that and be right back. Okay, so I have a pro tip. If you take the smaller bearing and you put it on this side, it's a mistake the manufacturer made. It actually fits together. So you'll have to keep that in mind. The manufacturers don't want you to know that if you put it together backwards than what they say, it fits all together the right way. So the big bearing goes here and the little bearing goes here. So you got to make sure you pay attention and ignore what the manufacturer does so that the holes and bearings line up. So, watch out for that. I apologize for the noise of the ultrasonic cleaner. It's so silly that the manufacturer would put the bearings on the wrong way. So now that I know that they're wrong and did it the right way, this is ready to go into the axle tube, and then I can spend about 16 years figuring out how to get the alignment of these gears to be proper with shims and snap rings. Getting there. I don't know if you can see it really. Just got it started in there. So I'm just, lightly persuading it to get it into the hole. It's almost bottomed out now. All right, so here I have the pinion. Goes in here. Spacer, collar. I don't know how much lash is appropriate. I think that's probably too much play. So basically what that means is the shim in between the bearings, I need to skinny that up. Or, wait, is there anything I can do about that? I don't think there's anything I can do about that. I think it just is what it is. It's all the way down. It can't go any lower. Well, I don't know. So I'm making the spacer the right thickness because I had to change the other spacer, and just a hint for the young guys out there, it isn't about the tools you have, it's about how you use them. All right, so the spacer is in there now, and there's probably a little bit too much play, but I don't know. I'll throw the shim in there. I have one shim. I'll pop the snap ring in there. I think this is the only shim I have. So that lives in there now, unless I can find another one. If I find another one, I'll pop that in there and then pop the snap ring in. You should be golden. All right, so the old spacer wasn't going to work, so I used one of the old bearings. I ran over it with a stone, flat stone, and took off the high spots on the ends, and I ground the front face flat down to my dimension, which I kind of did by trial and error, and I'm actually glad I left about 10 thousandths on it because I popped this in. Well, it fit by hand earlier. A little gentle persuasion. Got that down in there, and then of course my spring clip's all dirty. All right, and that I couldn't really detect any play in the position of this. There's maybe a few degrees of rotational play in between the ring and pinion. I didn't really want to get too much more than that. I mean, I would have had to make a custom shim for in between the pinion gear and then the first cone to space that toward, but it would have been like a couple thou thick probably. And I honestly, I don't know enough about transmissions or differentials, sorry, but like, this is the amount of play we're talking. So this is a few degrees. I'm sure maybe somewhere between like 3 and 5 degrees of play. There's a little bit of resistance to turning. I tightened the bearings up a little bit because I was a little conservative the first time, but I think I needed to be tighter. So now it's a good snug bearing packing. There's a little bit of grease in there. There's a little bit of grease on the gears. So I should be able to put this in, fill it up with oil, and everything should be lubricated. So I'm probably going to throw this back on the tractor at some point. I do got to pop in the seal. Somewhere. It's right there. Maybe. Yeah. Yes. Hopefully that's the right one. I actually haven't checked. Yeah, that looks about right. So this is actually this might be the right one. NQ, is it a knock or NQ? The old one was a knock, I think. NOK. I don't know. I'll put some lubricant on this and assemble this, and then get it all put back together and on the tractor. And then once it's once I get the other seals, so I get this cassette seal today, and then I get the one that goes on that piece tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be able to put all that back together. All right, so I figured I'd leave out a lot of the struggling and whatnot. So I still need to put the play adjustment screw bolt thing back in there. And then once I get everything else put up, I can get the tie rods up for the steering and then plumb up that thing. Currently, the tractor is being held up by that jack and that bucket. No, I'm just kidding. I had to put weight on the back. I had a car jack and I broke it last night. The piston for the up and down, the pump, I bent the rod for it. So I need to fix that again. It bent a rod previously and it got thrown away at work, so I brought it home and fixed it, and then broke it again because I was irritated because it hit me in the face. Long story. Regardless, diffs put back together, buttoned up, seals put in, greased lightly. I greased the pivots. I'm going to need to come back around and grease that again real good. The other side, the Zerk fitting needs to be replaced. I don't have any at this current location, so I'm going to have to get that stuff sorted out. Like I said, I'll plumb up the lines once it's all kind of more put back together, because I don't want it to be like hanging off the lines. So that'll get back together. Yeah, I think we're getting there. I should get the one cassette seal today. I won't be able to get any more work done on this probably, but yeah, there it is. Back on the tractor. Yay. I can almost drive it. After spending quite a bit of time sourcing parts, the last of the seals finally arrived, and I just stuck my finger in grease. So I'm gonna get the knuckles put back together. Let's go. So the first part I'm gonna be working on, I'm not really sure what order I want to do this in, but I'm gonna start with the I don't know, the hub axle, the front axle. I'm not sure what you'd call this, the wheel mounts to this. This is the BQ seal. I got like 12 of these because I bought them from the manufacturer, and I figured instead of spending, you know, $80 per seal, I basically saved myself a little bit of money, but I got 12 of them. So if anybody's needing these seals, I might be selling them. I don't know. We'll see. But this goes here, and I'll just have to come up with some way to press it on. I don't know if you're supposed to press here or really how you're supposed to install it, because it's this is the outside PCL that's not spinning, so you really want to push on that. So I'll find something that can push on that. I'll try to do it by hand some more, and see if we can get it on. Through an ingenious stack up of random crap, I was able to persuade the seal in place with my broken hammer. And now I will move on to the next spot. It won't go all the way down. I lightly oiled it also with the seal rides, just so it's not going to run on dry. It's still a little bit of a gap here. Like, there's just a little bit. I don't know how close it's supposed to be. I thought it was supposed to touch, but maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Moving forward, next step. Okay, so the next step, we take our, whatever you call that, and this thing, you set that there, and then you put this like that, and get it going down on there. So I'll probably gently persuade that with a hammer. And a bearing goes in here after that. So I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know what order I want to do this in. I think the bearing comes out pretty easy, so I'm not really too worried about that, or goes in. It came out easy, so it should go in easy as well. So I'll get the seal installed, maybe put a little bit of oil on the surfaces, and then hopefully that slides right in. Yeah, so that'll get forced on. I'll probably use one of these tubes to get a good positive registration on that and hit it square. Okay, so I'm not really sure if it's all the way in. It's pretty close. I'm going to go ahead and try to put the bearing in, and then I'll probably have to come up with something with C-clamps to clamp this to the, or my vise maybe will be able to do it. It's not too thick, it's just the diameter here. Because I need to get a retaining ring in there, like these split ring that goes around this, that right there, and then a gear slides over it, or a collar, or I can't remember which one. A washer goes over that to hold the ring in place, and then the gear goes on, and then the snap ring, I believe. Could be wrong on the snap ring. Something holds that in. It might just be the putting it together. It's, you know, interesting. All right, let's get the bearing installed. It's just a 6208, so we'll get that out. A little bit of an improvement. This isn't the worst bearing, but I still wanted to replace them. And this is that ring, I think that's part 43. So the part 43 goes down after the bearing, then the retaining split pin, then the gear, then another bearing. And that holds all of that together in this housing that's bolted together. So moving forward. All right, so I kind of ran around hitting the, well, I slid it on with just the inner race until it started making contact with the outer shell. And then I just slowly worked my way around, hitting both races at the same time, just tapping it real lightly. I wasn't smoking the thing. I want these bearings to last as long as I own this tractor, which I don't know how long I will be. So once you get that washer retainer ring, then you take this guy, make sure you put it in upside down. Just hit that with some oil there, just kind of wherever. There you go. Now there's a bearing that goes on this shaft. I think that's a 6207, 6206. That guy. So I didn't stick to a brand. I just kind of got whatever I could get my hands on eBay. I stayed away from any of the like generic brand, and I've tried my best to only get unsealed, just the case. No seal or shielding or anything. So that goes there, and then this is ready to get bolted onto the housing, I think. But I'll get whatever I can assembled on this before I mate the two together, because I want to say I split that off before I took anything out of this, so that probably needs to stay off for the assembly on this guy. So we'll get to that in a second. I'm just going to put this bearing on. Okay, so here you can see the bearing seat for that bearing. It goes in here. Then there's a gear here that's transmitting power. I'm really glad that I paid attention and know exactly which gear of these ones goes where, because there's a lot of very similar gears. It's one of these two, and I think it's this one because of the wider teeth. So I'm going to use this to go right there. So a bearing needs to go there, retained with a snap ring. Bearing needs to go here, retained with a snap ring. I believe the bearing is sitting on this, and then the shaft comes through everything and kind of captures all of it. So I believe I pried this bearing out with, or this gear with the bearing. So I think I need to assemble this, then install it once this gear or this bearing and this bearing is installed. So I'm going to go ahead and install these two bearings and get the shaft in there. Then I can press this bearing in. So I will go ahead and figure out what I need to do for that to get that in there. Let's go. All right, so the first bearing's in. Now I got to put that in there. Yes. Let's see how this goes. Come on. So scared right now. Oh. Ding. Missed it. First snap ring installed. It looks like there's still some goo in there. Oh well. I did my best job to clean this out. By best job, I mean I tried a little bit. I got this ultrasonic cleaner working and used that to bathe these entire parts. I'm going to do that one, but it's not going to be running the whole time because I'm going to take it apart and then put it, I don't know. We'll see. I probably should empty this and put that in there right now, but I'd have to take that apart first. So we'll circle back to it. It'll not be as nearly as clean and pretty as this one is. So now I need to pop, metal splinter. Oh, yes. Oh, that felt so good. Now I need to get this one in there. One-handed. This is great content here. So 60-13. Make sure I get some crap down into that bearing. Whatever. It'll be all right. A little bit of oil. gently. I'm gonna have to use my other hand as well, so forgive me. Okay, so I got that bearing installed. I believe the next step, so this seal, I think I want to put on the whatever you call the pivot. First, I'll do that, and then I'll go ahead and install this into that other part to establish the knuckle. Hopefully that's the right order. I suppose I could put the bearings in this, maybe. Yeah, I think I need to do that first. Maybe I'll do that. I think there's a bearing in there. Yeah, there's a bearing and a gear. I'll put that in there and then I'll install. So that's this gear, and a 6206 bearing. So I'll go ahead and assemble that. Whack. 6206. Let's get this put in there. Okay, so that is this gear. I grabbed the wrong one. Just whatever one fits the right bearing. So I'll go ahead and get this gingerly, carefully installed. It's got a little bit more to go. I'll install this the rest of the way, and then I have to fish it through there and then sitting in there facing up so the gear for the this way can mesh with it, which is the other one that looks like this. It's just shorter. So let's do that. All right, another part that I sourced is this. It's a cassette seal. So the inside, this part seals to this, and then this part seals to the other side. So it's like a built-in wear band. So that goes there. So I'll gingerly get that installed, probably oil it up a little bit, tap it in, install it. I don't really know what side you're supposed to install first, there or here. I think I'm going to put this on first. When I took it apart, it was stuck to this side, so I'm assuming the fit's a little tighter to this. So I'll install it here so it slides in. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so I oiled that, and it kind of just like tightly slid on. It's still like a hair too far, I think, but when I put this in there, it'll all go together. And that gear didn't get put in yet because when I turned this over, it fell right out. So it's a loose fit. So let's get this. Well, let's get a little bit of oil on these surfaces so they aid with their slipping. Okay. Okay, so I'll just lightly tap this together, hopefully. If this doesn't work, I'll just run a threaded rod through it or something and then clamp it. So I'll get back to you. So I happen to have this plate with a threaded rod in it and a nut that happened to fit perfectly in a hole in this tube thing that fit all of this together. And now I'm just going to just crank this till it's good. So I'll do that. You guys just stand there and watch while I struggle with one hand. Tell me when. So let me know when it's good. Okay, I think it's good. All right, that was that. And it's all one piece. And I can use this setup for the other ones. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. All right, now this 6207 bearing goes on this gear. Just gently. I'll be back. All right, now this just goes. Well, you get the point. That goes there. I'm about to drop everything. Beautiful. Okay, so this bearing kind of just floats in here. It hits this bearing if it goes too far, and it hits this, and then the seal goes here later. So now I'm going to spin this over, pop the shaft in, pop the this gear in, and then it should be one piece. I can pop the seals in either side. But I'm going to pop the seals in at the very end when everything's done, because I don't want to seal this off until I know I'm done. All right, so I probably could have filmed that. I just shoved my hand in here and it just is in place now. So this, if it gets turned upside down, that will just fall out until this shaft is put in with the last gear right there, which won't happen until I put it on the tractor over there. So I probably should have paid attention to what side this is, right or left, but whatever, man. I think this is, yeah, I don't know. Pretty sure this is the right side because it's got both. That one's only got the one, which is on the back side. So the cylinder connects to this and steers it. So, all right, I think I just need to pop the front cover on now and it'll be assembled, other than the two seals that the previous owner did install. All right, so that just like slid right together. No problem. I probably should have cleaned the bolts. So I'm gonna just quickly, you know, scuff them up with a wire brush and install them all. So I'll do that and then get back to you. Okay, so I just, you know, was verifying I was good to go. I did put sealant in this. I forgot to do that, so I took it apart and fixed that. So this bearing, or this gets a bearing and gets slipped in there and drives that, which drives everything else. You can, oh, there. You can see everything spins. Very minimal backlash, pretty good. Yeah, so I just got to open this bearing with one hand, get it out of the bag. Get some dirt in it, you know, rub some dirt in it like they used to do back in the good old days. A little shade tree rebuild. Get her nice and oiled up. Go ahead and install the bearing onto the appropriate gear. I'll be back when this is on. I'm back. All right, so this gets carefully installed in here. I'll get that seated and that snap ring in. And it'll be golden. Get in the hole, get in the hole, get in the hole. Oh, I did it. Oh, I thought I messed it up. Wonderful. It's all put together now. Now that gear won't fall out. So when this, lovely. Cool. So I'm going to install the plug here. I don't actually know if it's the correct one. I just ordered one that was the right dimensional size off of the interwebs. Here are both of the plugs. I think this one goes here. It appears so. So I don't know. I don't know if you're supposed to put this in with like sealant or something to make sure it doesn't fall out. The old one like literally was missing. It was not there. So I'm gonna, keep an eye open for if this falls out. But I'll go ahead and gently, carefully tap this in. Just want to make sure that's really seated. So hopefully that doesn't come out. I'll flip it over and do the other one. Again, I didn't go to the dealership for any of these parts. I completely sourced everything myself because, their prices weren't awful, but I'm just real cheap. So there's that. But not cheap enough to get the crappiest of everything. I got, all like Japanese and American made bearings, and the seals. These are Chinese. All the seals are Chinese. Okay, so you got me there. But I'm pretty sure the seals that were in it originally were also probably Chinese. I don't know. So that's what was in there. It had the top seals. The bottom seals were missing. The first one we installed, missing, not present on the tractor when I got it. Perfect. All right, I think this is basically done. When I install it, I'll put the O-ring on here and then bolt this up to the axle tube. I'll probably do that while this is cleaning and get it all buttoned up on the one side and put the tire on and everything. And then when this is done, I'll do the same thing and all that jazz. And then it'll be good to go. So I'll get back to you at the next step. I don't really know if you can see this, but you can just see how worn out this piece was. So it's a good thing I'm rebuilding it. Again, this was run without oil for who knows how long. So it needed to be rebuilt. Well, you missed all the struggling, but I got it more or less put back together. Just put the shafts in and O-rings. And this one I forgot a circlip, so I had to take that cover off and squeeze it in there to get the shaft that comes off of this sticking down that the pivot is. There's a retainer on the bottom. I forgot that. So other than that, everything's been replaced. So she's good to go. Just got to tighten all the stuff that needs tightening and then fill it with oil once all the gaskets are good, and connect the hoses, put on the tires, and pin it. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not really sure what's going on, but when I turn the tractor over, smoke starts coming out of the throttle cable. Well, I had to do a little bit of work on the tractor to get it to start. Uses a little starter fluid. I think I needed to purge the lines of air. Right now, it's in neutral. I'm gonna put it in snail. Okay, and then we're in first gear. I'm gonna put it in reverse. And this is gonna be the first test to see if it moves. What? Maybe I wasn't actually in gear. There we go. So this is, I think, faster than it moved before. Okay, let's put it in a higher gear. Let's go in snail 4. All right, so far, this is way faster than it moved before. Great. It's a little intermittent, but that's freaking awesome! Good! Yes, so good!